Sword and Cross Tarot. We all know who I am. My name is Addie. And I am here to express a little something. Yes, I smoke. I'm not going anywhere. What was done to me was horrific, inhumane, and disgusting. Apparently, you all should know, in case you have not recognized it, there is a cult, coven, clique, clan within YouTube tarot readers, to where a lot of people are being hacked, gang stalked, and extorted. Some of it is simply for titles, title content, titles and content. I will be coming back with my proof, with my pictures, with videos, clips of videos on what people were saying and what people were doing. As I've said, this was very horrific. There are a lot of people out here screaming they're divine. Be careful who you get your readings from. Some of these people, while they're screaming they're divine, we're trying to hold back someone fighting for children that were being abused. Also, screaming, you can't compete where you can't compare. Well, try competing. It's kind of like putting a horse in a locked stall and then telling it to run. And then saying it can't compete, it can't compare. When it couldn't even run in the competition in the first place because that horse was in a locked stall. What was done here? Majority of it was simply racist. Majority of it was to protect an abusive mother that was strung out on drugs that placed her two children, toddlers, in a staged car wreck. A lot was done here. This family also reached out to other people, other drug addicts, to get them to jump on the hate train bandwagon as well. Like I've said, I'm not going a damn place. I have the same equal rights as everyone else on these YouTube platforms. This was really horrific what happened. As you can see in my prior videos, out here deflecting, trying to deflect blows, looking all crazy, I showed up. I started listening to readings around 2019, maybe the end of 2018, as we rode into 2020. The fact that I am a nurse, I had a blister come up on my hand. As I peeled the dead skin off of that blister, there was a bloody cross under it. I was led to do tarot readings. I do feel in my soul that I was led to do tarot readings. Apparently, there's some folks out here screaming they're divine and you cannot compete where you cannot compare, that are apparently a little bit chicken shit when it comes to competition. Because you did everything you could to slow me down, stop me. Now, do I care about your comments? Not at all. What you have to say is not going to stop me. Don't you think you've already said enough? And you may want to watch yourself because I do have proof. You will also see where I have gone to other readers' platforms and made comments under my other channel, Patriotic Gammy. Yes, ma'am, I have. Because I don't know what made you think you could target me, hack me, gang stalk me, dox me, and I wouldn't have something to say, or I wouldn't defend myself. And that's exactly what I have done through all of this. At one point, you all had me like a cat on a hot tin roof trying to deflect blows. Or are you that scared of some competition that you had to hack someone, extort them for titles, content, exploit them? There, a section of this was simply racism. A section of this was simply haters. People who, in my own community and in my own life, were scared to death I was going to come ahead. Well, if you know anything about Capricorns, you would know you pretty much cannot stop them. It's a slow climb, baby, all the way to the top of the mountain. So what was done here was horrific. The very first channel I put up was Southern Vixen Tarot. And I cannot tell you the people that came for that channel. It was sickening. It was gruesome. And then, of course, when I posted the picture of the two African-American mothers that placed these two toddlers in a stage wreck for money, this wasn't about black and white. This was about right, wrong, and endangering children. The people that came for me was horrific. So, I cannot tell you that it did not have me on an emotional roller coaster. It did, because my grandchildren were involved in this. And I don't care who you are, what color you are, anyone, any human being that thinks it is okay to put toddlers in a stage wreck, you need to seek mental health. You really do. Any parent, any person that thinks it's okay to place 2 babies in a stage for profit, and you don't see a problem with that, you should seek mental health, because that's a huge red flag. Look around you at what's going on in the world. We have people out here screaming, love and light, love and light, love and light, spiritual war, spiritual war. You are living in a fantasy world. And I'm going to speak on my theory here. You are living in a fantasy world if you think life is lollipops, rainbows, daisies, and you're just skipping across them. Let me tell you what you're skipping across. Your layer of lollipops, rainbows, and daisies have a volcano beneath them. Look around at what's happening in the world. Mothers are unaliving children. This is happening every day. Unalivings in the street, blood in the streets, and more is coming. I have asked myself many times, why, God? Why would you choose me? Why would you choose me to give a message? Apparently, there's a message that I need to be given. There were a lot of people that tried to stand in the way of that. There was a lot of corruption. Look around you in the world at the corruption going on in politics, CPS systems. And one of the things I was speaking on when I came out the gate in February of 2021, one of the things I was exposing was what is going on in Aiken, South Carolina's CPS and judicial system. Now, if you Google that and you go check that out, you are going to see what I'm speaking on is happening, is fact. Children are being exploited. Children are being used as pawns. Children's lives, it's like we think they mean nothing, as long as the judicial system and every party involved is gaining profit. I think the most sickening thing that can ever happen to a child is to be in a room with a counselor and an abuser. And when that child speaks to that counselor on what they feel, what they think, and what they're emotionally going through, and then they turn and look at the mother, the abuser, that says, that's a lie, you just cannot get more disgusting, more demeaning to do that to an innocent child. So like I said, I'm not going anywhere, baby. I'm simply laying low till court. Yes, I have commented on numerous channels, and I have every damn right to. What you people did to me was racist, disgusting. You violated and trumped all over my civil rights, my son's civil rights. These people tried to unalive my child. And you think I'm just going to let that go? There were a lot of different sectors here that ganged up together to try to put a halt to me simply speaking. The First Amendment right, baby. My civil rights were trumped on. My amendment rights were trumped on. I don't care what any of you are sitting here doing in your readings or saying. And be careful who you get your readings from. There's a lot of frauds out here, baby. A lot of frauds. When you have to hack, gang stalk someone else for title and content, baby, you fake as hell, you're a fraud. You extorted my life all over YouTube for profit. And I'm not the only person you have done this to. I have sit and watched other people put up platforms and start readings. And in a matter of time, you could see where they declined, they stepped down, they gave up. And I can tell you why. Because they were targeted. They were doxxed. What was done was gruesome. People scream they want equality. And this is on both sides. Equality is not one party overriding the other party. Equality is not one party cornering the market. Equality is not extorting, trying to make someone look mentally ill because they have enough common sense to recognize their life and portions of their life is being played back to them on the World Wide Web. It's sickening. It's very sickening. Justice will come. I will not sit down, shut up, or go away until I receive justice. Justice for these children and justice for this man. Again, your comments, I do not care what you say. Blast off, baby. Blast off. I know what was done. I have proof. If you're listening to tarot readings and you heard, oh, the black car, the silver BMW, the bikers, the Black Widow, baby, that was all my story. That was all my life. There is a reader out here, Spiritual Sag. Spiritual Sag, you're a damn liar, and you know you're a damn liar. I spoke, sitting back realizing I was hacked, things I was speaking on the phone, these readers were doing readings on. You have a lot of people out here portraying they are psychic who are not psychic. So, some people are gifted and do have gifts. Mine have been proven right here on earth. Mine have been proven. I was extorted, gang stalked, hacked, exploited. And there were a lot of different groups that had a lot of different reasons for doing that. Some of those reasons were simply jealousy. Some of those reasons were hatred. Some of those reasons were envy. Some of those reasons were racist, to sit me down and shut me up, because these two mothers that committed this crime with these two toddlers were African American. If you have a problem with that, that's you, baby. Because what was done was wrong. What was done was horrific. These children's lives were put in danger. And like I said, if you have a problem with that, because these two women were African American, that's you, baby. Because right is right and wrong is wrong. And what was done here was wrong. These children were placed in danger. These children have been chased around the house with a weapon. One of these children were whipped with a belt because she put a note on the fridge trying to express her little feelings. You just can't get more. I have points and times when I just do not even know how to express it. But like I said, I'm not going anywhere. I have switched phones. I have switched emails. I have switched accounts. Nothing stopped it. Nothing stopped it. So, yeah, there is a group on YouTube, a coven. And that coven is tarot readers that are doing readings for you. So while you are sitting here praising some of these people, oh, that resonates. Of course it resonates, because they have you hacked, baby, and they are exploiting your life. What was done, again, was very gruesome. So, yeah, you caught me today. I'm in my pink and black camo here. I have a lot to do today, a lot that I need to accomplish. You tried to play some kind of MK Ultra to prevent justice from happening. You tried to play some MK Ultra to protect an African-American mother, two of them, with no thought, no forethought, no care in the world for these two children. I still have the coffee cup that I could not find. And as you see, it still has some liquid in the bottom of it, that I could not find a lab that tests for heavy metal. I did not take it to my own police station. My son did notify authorities and make a report on the fact that he knew he was being poisoned and someone attempted to unalive him. We live in a society that has gone simply topsy-turvy when, and even this woman's sister spoke on this, my clan, we clanned up. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You clanned up and tried to take a man out who was simply trying to assure his children's safety. That's where I have a problem. It does not matter what color you are. When you clan up and you say BLM matters, all lives matter, but you clan up to target someone, dox someone, hack, stalk, and exploit their life back over a platform to try to drive them crazy, to try to make them look mentally crazy. Everything I have sat here and spoke on was truth, is fact. Again, I have pictures, I have videos, and I will sit down and edit every bit of that to show you my point. Let me give you a sample of what I'm talking about. Mary Smith had a platform. And on that platform, she spoke, oh, this could be a Sagittarius, Leo, Capricorn with a mole on their left breast. Baby, there is no way in the world for you to know that unless you were flipping cameras and watching people in their homes. And I have many more examples and proof. So as I've said, I'm not going to damn place. I don't know who any of you thought you were, be it the bikers, be it the Christians, be it the tarot readers, that had the right to target, extort, exploit, doxy, gang stalk someone, trample all over their amendments and trample all over their civil rights, who has the same equal rights as you. You exploited if I owed taxes. You exploited foster care. if you sat here and you listened to readers speak on, like I said, bikers, Black Widow, foster children, FBI, all of it, nurses, all of it. That was my life, baby. Being extorted and exploited. When you listen to Spiritual Sage speak on a dream she had as a liar, a dream she had about demons and daggers, baby, that is a dream that I had and I spoke on over my phone. And that was when I truly knew I was being hacked. She's the one that truly gave it away. As well as SAA reads when you mentioned my name and my son's name. Yes, a lot of you mentioned names, but baby, there ain't no way in hell you mentioned my name the way my school teachers always said it, off of a piece of paper, and the way you said it, either off of an email or a piece of paper. Because my name is not pronounced a dream. My name is pronounced at a ring. Justice will come. I will not sit down, shut up, or go away. I will continue the fight. Now, it is very hard for me to not make comments on your platforms when I know what you did and what you are trying to hide. This was tarot readers that were linked to a rapper and possibly linked to some elites in the so-called celebrity world. But as you can see, all of that is falling down. Again, I ask myself many times, why me, God? Why me? Apparently there's a message that I'm supposed to give. You all tried to make me seem racist. You all have literally made me have a disgust for you because of your actions. I cannot tell you, not that I have anything to prove to you, African-American people's bills that I have paid. Helped pay funerals, helped pay phone bills, helped pay light bills. But you decided to extort me to try to prove who I am or who I'm not. You tried to make it look like I was some type of street-walking, meth-snorting whore. And that is not who I am. And I'll be damned if I'm going to sit back, let you continue to speak this BS without filing some suits. Mary Smith, you and Frankie are the first two. I am going to file against you because once I get you in court, you will have no choice to either pay the piper, pay the fee, or speak on exactly who paid you. I'm not going anywhere. What was done was horrific, inhumane, and disgusting. I didn't know any of you people. I never came after any of you people. You targeted me. You came for me. You did everything you could to stop that first channel, Sword and Cross Tarot, which I should have never taken down. You've had the audacity to sit out here and speak, oh, this person doesn't have any authenticity. They have no creativity. But yet you was riding my train, exploiting me, exploiting my life, extortion for gain and profit. Justice will come. Added G, baby, not going anywhere. Peace out. Justice will come.
All my close pads.
That's good, baby. We're not going anywhere. Hi, guys. Addie J. I'm not going anywhere. We're going to keep fighting for justice for what was done to these babies and this man. Now, I'm trying to figure out how to come out of here, guys. I'll be back.